So, are you blocking what you want without even realizing you're doing it? I didn't know that I was doing that. I didn't know I was blocking what I wanted. And once I did, my reality shifted almost immediately. It wasn't like a new business. It wasn't more knowledge. It wasn't like 10 new books I read. It wasn't like 40 more hours a week I worked. I actually became a millionaire simply by stopping blocking what I wanted. And it actually required very little effort. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get what you want by not doing more things, whether it's money, love, health, career. This is how you get what you want. My name's Jake with jakeducey.com. Nice to meet you. If you're new here, if you are a returner, thanks for coming back. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, the bell notification. Give me a comment down below that says I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to receive. And if you haven't yet, I have a free success hypnosis. I could sell it, but once I put it up, it kind of went viral. Now 1 million people from all over the world have used it. And every day I get these awesome stories of people attracting really cool things into their life, because your subconscious controls your entire reality, 95% of it, according to Stanford University. So once you reprogram it, you start getting what you want with less effort. And it's free. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments, and it's in the description right there down below, or you can click right over here. There's a little pop-up, or just go to jakeshypnosis.com. My little gift to you, all I ask is just share your success story in the comments below. If you've already used it and have had great things happen to you, I'd love to hear it and feature in a future video. So what changed my life was understanding that what you want doesn't come to you. It actually comes from you. Like, from a higher perspective, God, like the universe, it's not giving you anything. It's not sending you your desires. The universe isn't sending you anything. There's only you that is already that something that you want, or you that is not that something. And we're hypnotized into believing that the outer world is the cause, and we're the effect. So we live in this reactive mode to the world. Like, for example, when no one would publish my first book, I mistakenly believed that my book must not be very good, or that I was too young, that it might be impossible to achieve my goal of becoming a financially successful author. Or like, I wanted to attract the perfect woman into my life, and it wasn't working. And I reacted to the outer world, which made me believe that maybe I wasn't attractive enough, or all the good women were already taken. That maybe soulmates are fairy tales that don't exist, maybe like Santa Claus, right? Or in 2013, like, I decided I wanted to become a millionaire as an author and YouTuber, but none of my YouTube videos could crack 100 views. So I looked at my total subscribers and it was like 2,000, right? So I reacted to the world and I believed it was too hard. It wouldn't work. There was too much competition. My videos must not be very good because the world tells me that. So I identified with unwanted circumstances in my life. My thoughts were matching the facts. And so I believed that the cause was something I didn't control, and I was just the unlucky effect, like a piece of paper in the wind, and I'm sitting there like wishing for a different wind. So if you just think about the words reaction and creation, they're opposites. Either you're reacting to the world or you're creating your world. But like on a deeper level, you're not really reacting to the world. You're reacting to what you unconsciously created for yourself. Like, I was full of fear. I was insecure. I dropped out of college. And I decided I'm going to pursue this dream of becoming a financially successful author. Right? So most of my family told me it was a bad idea. It was like a risk I shouldn't take. I connected with some of my favorite authors at the time. Some of them even told me I was too young and that I should wait until I was older. And then all the publishing companies denied me. And I was told, you need more experience, little boy, right? And this all solidified and confirmed my deepest fears, which became my belief system that I was too young, it was unrealistic, and it was probably not going to work out for me. And as a result, all of these beliefs turned into material facts. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how much I worked, no one would publish my book and nothing could work out. But actually, I was insecure and doubted myself all along. The outer events in my life manifested because I had an inner match or correspondence. And I guess it was like my own stubbornness, because after like 10 or 15 companies refused to publish my book, I was left with two choices: give up, try again later in life, or self-publish my book and sell it myself. So at the time, it was like 2013, self-publishing wasn't a thing. The company I self-published with, they had only started a few months ago. They had published one other book. There were no case studies, there were no success stories on self-published authors. But I read this Henry David Thoreau quote. He said that the point of a goal is not what you get, it's who you become. So the question is, who is your dream asking you to become? You can comment that down below. Who is my dream asking me to become? Who is my dream asking me to become? So I decided I was going to challenge my beliefs in the world of facts. So I spend the last few thousand of my dollars printing copies of my book for 25 cents each. I fill up my car with a few thousand copies of books, and I sell them out of the trunk of my car. And before I started, I was told by a big agent, he said if I could sell 10,000 copies of my self-published book, I could get a major publishing deal with anyone I wanted. Just for reference on the facts, the average book in the lifetime, so you're talking about a 50-year lifetime of a book, it doesn't sell 2,500 copies. And he said I had to sell 10,000 to get my book published. So basically what I did is I started hypnotizing myself. This is when I got into hypnosis. First, I started going to hypnotists around town, and I would be like, all right, you're going to hypnotize me to be a millionaire author. And they were like, probably thought I was kind of weird. And then as I studied it, I learned how it really worked, and I created my own. And I started hypnotizing myself every single day. You can get it for free. I give a copy of it away. I could sell it or whatever, but 1 million people have downloaded it from all over the world. And every day I get these epic stories of people who attract all these amazing things. Because the only thing that's stopping you is subconscious programming. So it's free to use. It's jakeshypnosis.com, or it's pinned as the top comment, or it's in the description of the video right there down below. Once you do this, crazy things happen. Like, for example, within about 18 months, I sold those 10,000 copies. Once I made a decision, which is what I invite you to do, make a decision not to accept the facts, and then strange things start happening. So I get this idea that I'm going to go sell my books at farmers markets across California, Oregon, and Washington State, and I hit a few different markets every week. To my surprise, I'm selling 30 to 50 books per event. I didn't know anything about internet marketing. This is 2013. But I bump into a successful internet marketer in a grocery store called Jimbo's in Encinitas, and he has an email newsletter and tells me he's going to promote my book. He sends one email and I sell 1,000 copies in 24 hours. Then I meet someone that tells me I should do YouTube, and I'm like, well, I already do it and it's not working. You don't understand. There's too much competition. But he shows me how to properly make YouTube videos. Within a couple months, I had my first viral video, and those millions of views that I got from those videos, they led to me selling thousands more copies of my books. And within about 18 to 24 months of that self-publishing book, I got a $50,000 book contract with Penguin Random House, the #1 book publisher in the world. Before long, I'm in bookstores across America. I made my first $1 million when I was 25 or 26 years old. And I saw the actual proof of what Paulo Coelho wrote in his book, The Alchemist. He said, once you make a decision that you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. All the universe conspires to help you achieve it. All the universe will conspire to help you achieve it. So then the question is, how do you get the universe to conspire for you? How do you get things to happen for you with less effort? So keep watching, because I want to break this down into 3 easy steps so you can make the money show up, your love show up, the house show up, the car, the health, the relationships. So let's break it down. So number 1 is to decide what you want and then become it. It seems really simple, but most people never decide what they really want because they settle or they set their expectations based off of the facts. And Wallace Wattles has a quote. He says, "To think what you want to think, regardless of appearances, is truth." Most people think that truth is what their eyes tell them. But he says truth is to think what you want to think, regardless of appearance. Decide what you want, not what you think you can get, not what your mom told you, not what other people said. What do you really want? And then become it. And by that, I mean, I wanted to be a millionaire author, right? I talked about that. So, what would a millionaire author do if 10 or 15 publishing companies denied them? They'd print the books anyways, right? And then they go sell them. They wouldn't wait for approval. Decide what you want. Write it on an index card. I started training it into my mind. Every day, I'm listening to a success hypnosis that told me I'm a millionaire author and speaker making millions of dollars, inspiring millions of people. I wrote it down on a piece of paper hundreds of times a day, over and over. I'm a millionaire author making millions of dollars, inspiring millions of people, right? Or you could simplify it to what Mike Deely has a quote. I really like it. He says, "I'm a happy, spiritual millionaire." You can comment that down below. I'm a happy, spiritual millionaire. Number 2 is to stop accepting the facts and then disregard the evidence of your 5 senses. So in other words, stop reacting to the outside world and your circumstances. They're not the cause. They're just revealing you to yourself. They're a symptom that is showing you what you are unconsciously programmed to create. I believed I was too young, right? I was in my early 20s. I believed I wasn't smart enough because I failed junior English class in high school. They said I had a learning disability and I didn't do good on my standardized tests to get into college. And I developed this belief system that I wasn't able to focus and I wasn't that smart. So, as an adult, I just saw the evidence that proved it to me. The publishing companies denied me. See, I'm not that smart, right? That is when your beliefs are created based off of your 5 senses. But if you dwell in what is right now, you cannot create what's coming next. Number 3 is a Bob Marley quote. "If you don't start somewhere, you're never gonna get nowhere." He says it in his documentary. It's like one of my favorite quotes. It became like my mantra. Because what happens is the outside world is just a reflection of where your mind has been previously. So if you determine what you do or what is possible based off of the outside world, you're just a prisoner to the past. The way you break out of it, it's an invisible barrier. The way you break out of the invisible barrier is to challenge it. So one reality would have been, oh, all the publishing companies denied me. I guess it's not meant to be. And I could try to act like that's spiritual. That's what people that are spirituals will say, I guess it's not meant to be. And in some cases it is, right? But in a lot of cases, it's just us being a prisoner to our 5 senses. You have to start somewhere to break the barrier off of your belief systems. So to break the barrier of my belief systems, I had to challenge reality. I had to get in the ring with reality to see that it wasn't the monster I thought it was. It actually had no control over me. The only control reality has over you is the power that you give it. So start somewhere. It's not about that thing you do is the thing that becomes your dogma or your religion that you follow, and that is that. It has to be this business, and I have to do this, and I have to talk this way because the dating coach said this, and I have to run my business this way because the business coach says this. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with once you start, you find out that what you thought was true was an illusion. So when you start somewhere, anywhere, what happens is you've crossed the threshold of your invisible paradigm or your invisible barrier. And when you get to the other side, then a new reality shows up. So, for example, let's say you wanted to be a YouTuber and it hasn't worked, right? So you kind of stopped. Well, one thought would be it's not meant to be because look at my lack of results. But if you don't start somewhere, you're never going to get nowhere. You can comment that down below. If you don't start somewhere, you're never going to get anywhere. The other way would be, I don't accept this as the facts, so I'm going to keep making videos. Or it might be, I guess there's no good guys left. I guess all the right women are taken. That'd be one way. I guess it's not meant to be. The other would be to expect it to show up out of nowhere, to put down the dating app, to put down the blind dates, and then they show up in aisle 7 of the grocery store. Just doing something, anything, is what creates the new energetic momentum for new energy, new events, new people, and new circumstances to show up. And what it really is on a subconscious level, you created the limitations purely so that you could learn their illusions. And the only way you learn their illusions is to keep going. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, bell notification. Give me a comment down below. This is I Create My Reality. Make sure you get my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments in the description right there down below. If you don't know what to do, if things aren't working out, or if things are working out pretty good but you can't break through, don't make it so complicated and invent all these strategies and things you need to do. Just focus on reprogramming your subconscious mind. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to listen to it for a couple minutes every day. You're gonna see things shift in your life. Money will show up, new people, new events. You're gonna start getting lucky because your subconscious controls 95% of your life. It's like that analogy they say that the tip of the iceberg didn't sink the Titanic. It's what's below the surface. And that's what's sinking our life in a lot of ways, but we can't see what's below the surface. But you can reprogram what's below the surface and turn it into a magnet for attracting what you want. All you got to do is listen to it for a couple minutes a day. It's free. jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below. And if you enjoyed this video, click here to watch another one.